Hello from Old Trafford. Manchester United have drawn 0-0 with Southampton in the Premier League. Today, Casemiro sending off was the most notable highlight of the game, really. United rallied for a good portion of the game, well over a half of football with only 10 men, and they were lucky at times not to win the game as well. Southampton, rock bottom of the Premier League, showed great character and posed a threat whenever they went forward. But United did hang in there. It wasn't convincing, it wasn't always pretty, but this is the type of game that maybe a few years ago United actually would have lost. There is a silver lining perhaps that they didn't do that. They held on, they got a point at the very least, and they've shown character this week. It's only a week ago today that they were annihilated at Anfield by Liverpool. Since then, they've beaten Betis in the first leg of their Europa League knockout tie, 4-1 here at Old Trafford. And they've drawn 0-0 with Southampton, despite having only 10 men for the majority of the match. In terms of the red card, Casemiro was distraught. He was shocked, he looked, at the decision to be shown the red card after the VAR overruled the initial yellow, but he couldn't really have too many complaints. He gave the referee a decision to make, and yes, it was harsh, and if you slow it down and maybe take the clip out of context, it does look a lot worse than it did in real time. But gone are the days when you can maybe get too angry at that decision. If it happened the other way, United fans would be wanting a red card as well, I imagine. And yes, it was frustrating, it was annoying, but United had to deal with it then, and the response was difficult. They struggled to ever really get a grip in midfield again. They made a makeshift midfield for the game in general from kick-off, with Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes playing in the sort of deep-lying central midfield axis, and then Jadon Sancho was played as number 10. It never really worked. Southampton, for all their problems this season, do have a good midfield. They've got Ward-Prowse and Lavia, and they had a field day here at Old Trafford. They had a lot of the ball, but they just lacked that cutting edge as well. They were a team who, you can see why they are struggling this season. They just didn't have any real goal threat themselves. United did enough to hold on. There was moments where they could have won it as well. Garnacho, he was impressive from the bench, as was Facundo Pellistri, but Garnacho was substituted himself. He limped down the tunnel, and we've just seen him leave Old Trafford on crutches as well. So we'll wait and get an official update from Ten Hag on Garnacho, but the first initial prognosis doesn't look too good on him, the fact that he was on crutches and in a boot as he made his way out of Old Trafford this evening. And for United, like we said, a draw with Southampton is by no means the result they wanted before the game started, but given the context of it, the way things happened, a point was something they had to settle for. It's not a disaster. United still look like they are good odds to finish in the top 4 this season, and from now on they just need to carry on building momentum again, get back on their feet, get the confidence back. It's Betis away on Thursday night in the Europa League, and then it's Fulham at home here at Old Trafford in the FA Cup for a place at Wembley and a place in the semi-finals. Casemiro will miss that game after his red card. He's now going to serve a 4-match suspension domestically. He'll be available for Betis in midweek. United 0, Southampton 0. Not necessarily a point gained, but it could easily have been 3 points lost. They did enough to hold on. It wasn't pretty. It'll be easily forgotten, this game, and United will just be eager to move on and to carry on building again.